technology. So we'll do practical things, we do technology, and then I also tie in mobile learning because this is something that I do with my classes. I teach young learners all the way to adult students. So today we're going to talk about goal setting with language learners. And I think this is one of the most important topics to talk about goal setting. And one of the reasons why is because, well, let me ask you that in the chat box. Why should students set goals? Why should they set learning goals? We hear this all the time that it's a good thing to set goals, but why? Why do we believe that our students should set goals? To learn English, to learn math, to learn anything? Exactly, that's the key word there, Maria, is to be motivated. That's a very good answer. It leads to student motivation. Sometimes our students, you know, they come into the classroom and maybe their parents force them or their work force them or some other things force them. So it's important that students set goals. I'll wait for some more answers. But to be motivated, to know where they are going, yeah, that's another really great answer too. Why do you set goals in your own life? I think something that's important when I try to teach my students is I try to find my own reason for doing something. For example, I have learned different languages. I learn German right now, and you know, in the past I've learned some other languages, and so I try to think, well, why do I set goals myself? And one of the reasons I set goals, okay, that's a fantastic answer. I'm not going to pronounce your name right, Miss Axel, but that's great to give them a sense of their own progress. That's fantastic. Oh, that's great, Tessie, because they need to have something to fight for. Yes, definitely. All of those reasons and more are really, really great. And that's the reasons why we set goals too. One of the first things we need to do is to guide them to the why. So now that you've already listed the why, you've already listed that in the chat box and given really good reasons, it's important that our students understand why too. For them, the why, each student is going to be different. It's not going to be the same for every single student. And this is one of the things that I think, you know, learning objectives are fantastic. I do, and help us build a framework and a course and stuff. But for each student, the goal setting has to be very individualized for them. They have to be able to find that why for themselves, and for them, each of them is going to be different. I ask my students why they are taking the class. That's the first thing I do. But I also ask them why they should learn English, why they want to learn English. And in case you get those students, because you always get those students, especially with high school students, who say something like, oh, my parents are making me, or work is making me, or something is making me. I like to show this video. Can everyone see this video that's here right now? And this video is actually by Global. So I'm going to play it. It's a really short video, and what I really like about this video, it's for the Global. Lindsay Clanfield, famous, well-known ELT author. He made this video, and it has different voices. And what I really like about this is it shows my students real people learning English, real students. You can tell by their accents, and they're all giving reasons, and their reasons behind the motivation. So this is one of the first things that I show when we talk about goal setting in the class.
Actually, I'm learning English because it will be helpful for my career.
I'm learning English because, first of all, I want to be a teacher of English in my country.
I would like to work for some companies who work in Canada and USA, and they need really good English skills, and I have to speak English very well to work for them.
Well, I believe that English is very important nowadays, as you cannot continue studying without using English. because it's the international language as nowadays.
I'm learning English because I love it. I love the English culture, the American culture, his movie, his music.
English is world language, so we need to study English. It's essential. And personally, I want to be a politician or I want to be a diplomat, which my father wants. So I think English is the most important thing for politician or diplomat.
Okay, so after I will show the video, how many of you liked the video? Did you like the video? That's really important, I guess. I really like that it's the students and stuff that do this. But one of the reasons why I also like this video is because then I ask the students, I say, okay, which one to list, write down really quick the goals that they remember, the different motivations, why the students wanted to learn English, and which one that they related to the most. And this comes as, the motivation for why. Then I start finding out reasons why they want to learn English. And that's how we just start the discussion about the why. So that's just one idea of how I approach this. The next thing is the students, so each of them is going to have to determine the why. Sometimes another thing I like to do is I like to present a bunch of quotes about goal setting. And if you just Google goal setting quotes or goal quotes, you'll get a whole list of really good ones. And then I have the students from the big list. I say pick, which one that most speaks to you, the one you like the most. Okay. And then they get into pairs. They do this individually. And then they get into pairs and they share the one that they chose, why they chose it, and what they think the quote means. Because, quotes are kind of difficult. So it gets a good discussion coming, and it also gets them to analyze the language in the quotes. And they really love this. They tell me, they're always saying, oh, we should start every class by doing this. We love interpreting quotes, English quotes. So it's very motivating for them as well. So this is another way that we approach goal setting in the classroom. So, and then afterwards, they all report back.